Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, how are you today? Hopefully we always be given healthy. Allow me introduce myself. I am Indah Ocktavia. I am from Biology Education 2019 of SYIAH KUALA University. Here, I will make a presentation about the result of my literature review of a journal entitled Analysis of Students' Questioning Skill on the Problem-Based Learning Model of Biology Subject at Nurul Iman High School, Palembang. Well, the first one, what is asking that? Asking is the process of asking question to get answer from the person being asked. Based on the 2013 curriculum, asking question is one part of the realm of skill that is important in the learning process. Questioning activity can be raised intentionally by the teacher. Therefore, teacher must provide encouragement to students and various methods and learning media so that students play an active role in classroom learning. In Islam, asking is an obligation that must be held for a human being, mainly for people who do not have knowledge or do not master a field of knowledge, to ask those who are expert in that field. But the reality in the field is that there are still many students who have difficult asking questions. In fact, there are still many students who prefer to wait to answer a question rather than ask something. Some even stay quiet until class is over. Next, we go to the methodology section in this research. Time and place of research. This research was conducted in April to May 2019 at Nurul Iman High School, Palembang. Types and research subject. This type of research is descriptive qualitative, and the subjects of the study were 27 11th grade students at Nurul Iman High School, Palembang. Qualitative descriptive research is a research method that utilizes qualitative data and describe a descriptive history. Data collection technique. The data collection technique uses where observation, interview, and documentation. Data analysis technique. The data analysis technique in this study uses the Miles and Huberman model. There are three stages of the research procedure used in this study, namely, the first, preparation phase. The preparatory stage is the initial stage of research, where the researcher prepares everything that will be used at the research implementation stage. The second, implementation stage. At this stage of implementation, the researcher collects data, carries out learning activities with studies. The third, reporting stage. The last stage of research after the preparation stage and implementation stage, where the researcher analyzes, processes, and describes the data obtained into the result of the discussion and compiles reports and draw conclusions from the result of the research that has been carried. Furthermore, the result of research for 3 days with various aspects are outlined in the following table. The first aspect, the number of students asked. Meeting 1, oral 6, written group question. Meeting 2, oral 3, written group question. Meeting 3, oral 4, written group question. The second aspect, number of students question. Meeting 1, oral 6, written 8, meeting 2, oral 3, written 8, meeting 3, oral 4, written 8. The third aspect, cognitive processing dimensions. Meeting 1, C2 6, written C1 1, C2 4, C3 1, C4 2. Meeting 2, oral C1 1, C2 2. Written C1 2, C2 5, C4 2. Meeting 3, C1 1, C2 3. Written C1 1, C2 6, C4 1. The fourth aspect, learning model. Meeting 1, 2, and 3 use problem-based learning. The fifth aspect, learning materials. Meeting 1 use definition and organs of the respiratory system. Meeting 2 use the process of air exchange and the human respiratory mechanism. Meeting 3 use respiratory system disorders and disease. This graph shows the frequency of student question. In this graph, it can be seen that written questions are more numerous than oral questions, where written questions total 24 questions and oral questions total 13 questions. This is a dimensional graph of the cognitive processing dimension of the question, where C2 understand to have the most frequency, namely 26. C1 remember as many as 5. C3 applies as many as 1. C4 analysis as many as 5. C5 evaluates, and C6 creates not a single question. Next, asking skills of 11th grade students even semester 2018-2019 academic year at Nurul Iman High School Palembang through a problem-based learning model in biology subjects with questions from students who are still classified as low level in the cognitive process dimension of Bloom's taxonomy. Low-level cognitive questions include questions of memory, comprehension, and application, while high-level cognitive questions are questions whose function is to develop students' thinking abilities and enlarge their initiative. Based on the research previously discussed regarding the questioning skill of 11th grade student Nurul Iman High School Palembang, based on the Bloom taxonomy, the revision of cognitive process dimension, and the problem-based learning model, can be concluded that the skill to ask students both oral and written questions are still low. This is because the student questions are still dominated by the C2 level of understanding. In addition, students' questions were also dominated by written questions and a few oral questions. From question C1 until C6, at level C5 and C6, no question arise. It can be due to feeling of not being brave enough to ask questions caused by fear being ridiculed by his friend, so that he discouraged asking questions. The low mastery factor of the student's material and the characteristic of the material itself will affect the variety of questions that arise. Apart from these factors, his lack of training in higher order thinking also affect a variety of questions. And the last, the reference of the journal. Journal of Educational Biology, edition 23, volume 11, number 2, December 2020, age 1 until 8. Arianti et al. Analysis of students' questioning skill. Those are the results of my presentation. More or less, I apologize. Thank you for your attention. Stay safe and see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.